Now, we've heard plenty of talk about the need to control parents' behaviour on the touchline in grassroots football, but what about rugby? Well, the RFU is asking kids to teach their parents how to behave. A letter detailing the sport's core values will be handed to any touchline offenders.
Back ball! Run!
It's starting to become a typical Sunday morning scene. Up and down the country, more and more kids are getting involved in rugby. But an unwelcome byproduct, the rise of the pushy parent. A scheme will see this letter highlighting the don'ts and the do's of watching junior rugby, handed to spectators directly from the kids. It's the brainchild of this man.
We owe it to the youngsters to set an example rather than be one, you know, and sometimes you just have to draw a deep breath and count to 10 and maybe walk away from the incident. Just a quiet word in the ear can do it, and a letter from a child saying, look, Dad, stop being a prat. That can have quite a positive effect, you know, and that's the problem gone away, and they get on with the important bit, which is playing the game.
We all need to be very careful that we support the boys, but we don't step over the mark, whether we know the rules and the laws of the game or we don't. We just show support.
Problems range from the collective sigh when a kid drops the ball, to shouting at the referee, to the extremely rare touchline punch-up. The initiative has the full backing of the RFU.
There are isolated incidents where referees say, look, I'm not going to put up with this anymore. But the reality is there are more and more referees coming into the game. But again, we've just got to keep on top of this, and we've got a big drive in trying to improve the quality of experience for all of our participants within the game.
The utmost respect from the kids themselves is not in question.
How are you taught to treat referees?
Well, we're taught to always agree with them and only to advise their decisions and never to argue with them.
And how do you go about advising them on their decisions?
We say, sorry sir, but I think you might have made a mistake.
And what do they say to that?
They usually say no or thank you for telling me.
We've got hundreds and hundreds of thousands of kids playing the game every single Sunday morning. Kids grow up with a respectful culture, abiding by the core values of the game. And that's, I think, what makes rugby such a unique sport and a great sport for kids to be involved in.
And to keep them involved, the key message is that the game's core values must always be upheld. Jamie Weir, Sky Sports.
Oh, some very old heads, very teeny tiny little shoulders there. Anyway, I'm sure my dad would have loved receiving one of those letters. Tell him how to behave.
No one can tell Gordon McQueen how to behave.
Dear.
Absolutely no one. No one would dare to.
Not
Did
even
you
me.
Ever? Not even
me. Now, coming up next, we'll be rounding up all the county championship cricket, Division 1, Division 2. It's certainly hotting up towards the end. Yorkshire have been relegated